I have allowed you also to record, and I'm not sure. Okay, Venus combinations. This is very important. Venus is wife and Sun is actually popularity. Wife will be a popular personality. Female native is the popular personality. The native's wife will be a popular personality or government job holder. And it shows a delay of children because Venus is sperm and Sun is here, heat gone in planet. So that's why there may be delay because low sperm count. The female native may have uterus related problem. The native male or female may have diabetic and kidney related issues. So here from Venus line, from Venus mount, any line proceeds towards the mount of Sun, then it shows Venus and Sun combination. So that native's wife will be a popular person and father may be rich because Sun is father. Father may be rich. And Venus and Moon line, generally it is connected like line of Vaya Lashiva. This is a line which shows illicit affairs and love affairs, and the native may have affairs with the sister of his own wife, or he may marry the sister of his own wife, and bad habits like speculation, gambling, liquid and drinks, and alcoholic, and the native will have loans and heavy losses, heavy expenditure, money lost due to friends cheating, and diabetic, kidney, and ovary related problems. Line of Via Lascivia is formed generally from Moon Mount to Venus Mount, like a circle, off circle. It will form like off circle like this. So this is Mount of Moon. Mount of Moon is here, Mount of Venus. One line, it is formed like off circle. This is called line of Via Lascivia. And or directly from Venus line, one line shoots towards Moon Mount. That is possible. And off Moon shape is formed on the Venus line. So there are three possibilities. One is line of Lascivia. One is line of Lascivia. One branch line goes towards Moon Mount, or on the Venus line there may be possibility of one island. So that we can say Moon and Venus are together in the horoscope. And Moon and Venus and Mars. Generally, in any person horoscope, Venus line and Mars line both are connected actually. Both are connected. Both are connected here. But from Venus mount, any line touches Mars line, then only it is supposed to be that Venus and Mars are together. So in female horoscope, Mars is husband and Venus line, Mars line generally connected with a lines. So then we can say husband will be rich person. And the native will be egoistic actually because Venus is female native. Mars is ego and she will be very impulsive, argumentative nature. And in traditional palmistry, generally what happens, so whoever has Mars line a bit distant from Venus line, particularly in female hand, we observe this. There is a distance actually. They are not supposed to be together. Then it means when there is a gap, generally Venus and Mars are not connected. But we don't know the logic why the people say the people will be separated. here the female native will be separated if Mars and Venus line are connected. It is true. So when we are discussing marriage from Venus, Mars is in 159, 311, 212. So definitely Mars line is connected to Venus. Suppose from Venus, Mars is posited in 4th house, 6th house, 8th house, 10th house, 12th house, Dusthana, then Mars is not connected in female horoscope. In such horoscopes, Mars line is separately formed in female horoscope, so that we can say the native will be separated. Female native will be separated. So in female horoscope, separation is possible if Mars and Venus line are not together. No doubt. And moreover here, the female native will be very independent, and they will have independent ideas if Mars line is a bit away from Venus line. So Mars and Venus, this is combination Venus and Mars. Husband will be rich and she will be egoistic. She may have knowledge of science and technology. And Venus Mercury combination, this is very important. So when we are discussing Dana Yogas, Venus is Lakshmi and Mercury is Narayana, Lakshmi Narayana Yoga. The native will have rich friends, girlfriends or boyfriend, because Mercury is friend, Venus is rich. So that's why these people will have rich girlfriend or boyfriend or friends, rich friends. They may have independent houses because Mercury is land and Venus is house. So they will have their own house in their own land. The native may have commercial complex landed properties. The native will purchase high-end vehicles like Range Rover, Jaguar and Audi. And in such horoscopes generally, so it is not clearly drawn, and I am drawing once again. So this is Venus line, for example. This Venus line, on Venus line generally, there may be possibility of fish shape like this. One fish shape is formed. One fish shape is formed on Venus line. Or sometimes the line of Venus is encircled with in a fish form like this. This is just like fish. And sometimes this line goes towards Mercury mount. So here fish sign is formed actually. This is fish sign. Fish sign is formed so that we can say Mercury and Venus are connected. If fish is formed, Mercury and Venus are connected in the horoscope. Fish line is formed on the Venus line. And from Venus mount, one line may go and touch here Mercury mount. Then also Venus and Mercury are supposed to be connected. So these people will have Lakshmi Narayana Yoga, Apara Kubera Yoga. This is the first yoga we can identify, that is fish mark. And second one, Venus and Jupiter combination. You know, this is Ayurvedic products, Sanjeevani Yoga. And this is already, we also discussed earlier there. So Venus line is here and this is Jupiter line. From Jupiter line, one branch will come and touches the mount of Venus. Or separate line may be formed like this. So this combination already in Jupiter combinations also we have discussed. So that the native will be rich and he will have house, vehicle and he will enjoy luxuries and he will have good assets, and that is also Dana Yoga. And Venus Saturn, this combination also we discussed because Saturn is Karma Karaka. Venus, from Venus line it will start. This is also we discussed already. So this is Venus line, and from Venus line Saturn line starts. Saturn line is not separately started. In case if it is separately started, then one line one branch may shoot towards the line, the mount of Venus. That is a possibility. But whoever has line, then you can simply say their success will be a bit delay. Wife will be here, work governing women. After 35, these people will succeed in the second house. Because Saturn line is not directly formed, it is from Venus line. So after marriage, their luck will start. That's why we should suggest marriage is supposed to be done for these guys. And next, Venus Rahu. Venus Rahu is, this is Bahudravi Yoga, multi-storied buildings generally they live in, and they will have more houses, more lands, and many cars, and big cars, big vehicles like that. Big house, big car, big vehicles, and big assets. This is very simple. Venus line is with the fork, then it is supposed to be Rahu and Venus. And sometimes what happens, this fork is just like the hood of a snake. The hood of a snake. It is just like the hood of a snake. It is not fork, the hood. The hood of a snake. So this is actually, fork is opening mouth of a snake. But this is hood actually, like cobra hood. So they will have hood like this. Okay. Then also it is also Rahu. Either hood or fork, that is Rahu. And Venus Rahu combination generally it denotes the native. The native will become multi-millionaire. And Venus Ketu combination. So wherever Venus line is broken during that period, we will calculate the period in our next class. So wherever this gap is there, broken, during that time he will become financially bankrupt. So bankruptcy, financial bankruptcy. And he will be unable to repay his debts. He fell in debts. And there will be litigation, disturbance. Though there is a break, suppose some supporting line is formed. This is possible here only. This line, supporting line is possible only here. So then this line is a protection line. If any protection line is formed, this line will help when there is a break. Or Venus line is very thin line, then also Venus and Ketu are supposed to be together. So now I want to tell you, so one thing, any Jupiter line touches the mount of Venus separately, or any branch will come and touch, then Jupiter plus Venus. This is fortune. This is one yoga. And second one is any fish line is formed on the, any fish line is formed on Venus line, then Venus and Mercury are supposed to together. Or any fork is formed, then Venus and Rahu are together. And any line from Jupiter and Venus are together. And any Saturn line starts from Venus line, Venus and Saturn are together. These four combinations, whoever has, they will become rich. Simply, whether the native will become rich or not, you can easily identify, you can easily tell. There are four things we have to keep in mind. Fish is formed on the Venus line, that is Venus plus Mercury. Fork is formed or hood is formed, then Rahu plus Venus. And Jupiter line, one branch shoots towards Venus mount, then also Jupiter plus Venus fortune yoga. And Saturn is connected to Venus line directly. It is not separately formed. From Venus line, Saturn line starts. so that Venus and Saturn connected, that is also Dana Yoga. These 4 yogas are there, the native will become rich. So it is easy to predict prosperity, health, wealth and prosperity. Particularly house yoga, vehicle yoga, you can predict based on these 4 combinations. Okay, this is Venus. Now you ask me any doubts, Venus and Jupiter and Saturn. Saturn is profession, Jupiter is the native's character, Venus is female native character, and suppose by the combination of Venus we can simply say, suppose any line goes towards from Venus Mount Sun, so she is very popular woman. And suppose moon shame is formed on Venus line, then she is fickle minded. And line touches, any line touches Mars line, so then she is very egoistic. And Mercury line, fish line is formed, or any line from Venus line, any line goes towards Mercury mount, then Mercury, she is very educated. She is an educated woman and knowledgeable. And Mercury line, Venus line, any line touches, particularly Jupiter, from Jupiter, she will be dignified and respectable woman in the society. And Venus, from Venus, Saturn is connected, she is a working woman. And Rahu is connected, fork is there for Venus, Venus line, she will be greedy and sometimes unethical or immoral. But we have to check other combinations. Jupiter line is connected to Venus, then she will change her mind. She will be very good woman, though Rahu is there. And at the same time, Ketu. So Venus line is just like the tail. So we can say there is a possibility of, or any tail line formed on the Venus mount, that is also Ketu, or any open mouth of, that is Rahu. So these are also possible on the mount of Venus. So like this, based on the combinations, we can predict the characteristics of the female native for Venus and Jupiter for male native. And Saturn is profession karaka, you can predict profession. So these 3 combinations what we discussed today, and regarding profession, regarding character of the native, so what type of a person is he, we can predict. Are you confident? So here you have to see every palm and you take clearly one photograph, you do work on it and then you send me, sir, I have observed these lines, so are they connected or not? And you take their horoscope also. Horoscope, at the same time their handprint, you match whether they are connecting, matching or not. Definitely they are matched. So any Jupiter line branch goes towards Venus, Venus and Jupiter will be connected. So our connection is, as we discussed earlier, 159, 3711, 212. That is common. Okay. Anything
Sir,
to?
if the that fork has got one tongue in between, what is that?
What?
That fork, that Rahu wala fork, has got one extra one, like this thing, yeah, fork, and middle also one line is coming out.
Like this.
Yes.
Then it may be trident, like Trishula. We have to see the line. Until and unless I see, I can't say. And sometimes you see, these are not only 2, sometimes 2 or 3 like this, we can see. Then that is Ketu combination. More
Ketu.
lines. They are just
And
like
sir,
tails. They are just like tails.
sir, in the Venus palm, if there is like a separate in the palm, there is a supporting line.
Yeah, that
In the
is,
palm, there is
yeah, like this.
and there is a fish.
Yeah, wherever it may be, fish can be anywhere in this mount. Then definitely, so Venus and Mercury are supposed to be together. And moreover, fish is here treated to be as fortune sign. The native will become a rich person, no doubt. And you see,
Sir,
you take photographs because we have to complete 3 or more classes. I think after 3 or more classes, we will check only hands only. Okay. So after combinations, I have to teach you 2 or 3 classes for some other lines will identify. Not only this, the skin ridges we have to check. How to check skin ridges? If you know, you can locate even suppose Sun is in Mesha Rasi, Saturn is in Mesha Rasi, like that. You can also erect horoscope also. That is also possible.
Okay.
So, but we should have what is it called? The 100 years the transiting planets 100 years details, so that we can easily identify. We can easily suppose every month where Sun is, you can easily understand. Sun is in every month one particular zodiac sign. So we can understand if it is particularly January 15th to February 15th, it will be in which house? Makar. And from there, so it will be in various February 15th to March 15th. And from March 15th to April 15th, it will be in Pisces. So like this, so suppose you identify Sun and Jupiter are connected. And Jupiter is where in which Rasi, if you check. So if you identify Jupiter and Saturn or Rahu and Ketu, then you can easily explore the horoscope itself also. That is also possible. But I will give you the tips, and you have to check out based on your knowledge in Vedic astrology. That is very important. So Vedic astrology knowledge means, I'm talking about transit, as far as transit is concerned. Okay, good day, all of you. Happy weekend.